Coming up, I'm going to tell you why this Nuggets team is legit and has a chance for being maybe the best team in Nuggets franchise history. That's right. That good. All that and more on Locked On Nuggets.
Ooh.
You are Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And now, Locked On Network is proud to announce we have the #1 podcast network. Woo! Appreciate you guys being with us. Thanks for making us part of your day, checking us out Monday through Friday, being an everydayer, making us your first listen. We do appreciate each and every single one of you hanging out with us, whether you're listening on the podcast or joining us at youtube.com/LockedOnNuggets. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. My name is Matt Moore. I'm the senior NBA writer for the Action Network. I co-host Locked On NBA Daily. I run the Denver Dig and Hardwood Paroxysm Substacks, and I'm a writer for Fansided as well. I've been a credentialed Nuggets media member for 13 seasons. Joined by Ryan Blackburn of Mile High Sports, their senior Nuggets writer, as well as the host of the Pickaxe and Roll podcast, 900 episodes strong and going. Ryan was back at the arena tonight to make sure that Vinny Benedetto and I both get ill as he has been, which I really do appreciate him spreading that sickness. When Jamal pops up on the injury report, you will know who to blame. Yeah. On today's show, we'll talk about the Nuggets win over the Golden State Warriors. We'll talk about we'll get into all sorts of things. Jonas Valanciunas and the bench answering the call after a rough start. We'll talk about Murray and Jokic and just the whole thing. All that and more on today's show. I want to start with something, Ryan. And Ryan, how are you?
Doing well. I want to shout out Mark, who came up to me before the game and said he was a huge fan of the show, said he really loved what we do, and it made him smarter over the course of these last few years. So thank you, Mark, for coming up. It's always appreciated when everybody stops by, including my guy, Dr. Van Nostrand, who also pops in every now and then, and always very excited to see everybody there.
Do you mind if I vamp for a second?
Of course. Take the floor, sir.
Okay, so last year going into the season, I told Nuggets fans, I was like, hey, this is going to be rough. The hope is that they're better by the end of the season than they were at the start, and they were, just barely. Just took a long time and some drama, but they got better by the end of the season. They pushed into the Thunder to 7 games. I said, I was like, look, this is going to be a hard season, okay? I said that last year going into the season. My job, the crux of my job as I view it, is to watch the NBA, analyze, come up with entertaining and interesting and truthful analysis on the NBA. And part of that means that I take every single team in this league, and the ones that are really good, I am trying to figure out, are you really as good as you think you are? Are you really as good as everyone is saying? Because right now everyone's saying the Portland Trail Blazers are good, and friends, they are not good. Or are you as bad as everyone thinks you are? Like, okay, you're bad. You're losing all these games. Are you really that bad? Like, I am constantly trying to find the truth behind these game results and behind the numbers. The numbers aren't always accurate, and they don't really tell something. So when I tell you how good this Nuggets team is, I understand their strength of schedule has been weak. I understand they have not played a tough team since the opening night versus Golden State. They didn't do so tonight. Steph Curry was out. Okay, it was a revenge spot for Denver at home in altitude versus the Warriors without Steph Curry and Al Horford. Okay. However, I also know in the course of the NBA regular season what it looks like when a team is absolutely dominant, when they are steps above. Because last year, you'll remember, they won 50 games. Like they lost to the Wizards twice, but they won 50 games.
Good team.
Right? But they were not. Every game was like I don't know. Well, here we go. It was tight so often. The fact that Denver is not just beating these teams by margin, not just leading for the amount of time that they are, but the way that they are playing basketball right now, I am telling you, they are a juggernaut. And they may not be more of a juggernaut than OKC. They may not beat OKC. We are 6 months from having to answer that question. Okay. The job now is win games, stay healthy. That's the entire goal right now. And they are doing everything that you want to see a team do. This team offensively, I told Jamal Murray tonight in a question, I said, I don't know what else to call it, but easy. It looks so easy for you guys. And he said, thanks, man. I appreciate it, in a very sarcastic tone, because Jamal.
Shout out.
Ryan, you've been out, you've been gone, and you were kind of like, well, the Heat game, and I'm like, no, like none of these games are no one has been in their class in Denver so far.
It's really important to distinguish like the Kings game and the Heat game were two where I thought that they knew how good they were and knew that they could get by off of like, okay, they were good enough and they weren't at their best, but they still had moments like throughout those games where they're like, holy cow, this team is a wagon. This team is unbelievable. And the way that they find easy opportunities throughout every single one of these games is really impressive. It went again to 11 in this game. It was very easy for them. And just the way that they were able to approach it and do things the right way, it never felt like Joker had to call his own number a ton. Never felt like Jamal had to call his own number a ton. You and I were talking about this in the parking lot walking on the way back. I mean, they're just running their stuff, man. They're not like pushing the entire narrative of like, okay, we've just got the best player in the world and the rest is easy. That's not how they're doing it. They are playing like a team. They're playing team basketball and finding other ways to look the best version of themselves that they possibly can early in the season. There's still a whole bunch of things that they have to correct. There's still a whole bunch of things that they have to go through. But 6-2 is really hard to fake with the way that the Nuggets are doing it. You said it. They should be 8-0. They should be 8-0. They should not be 6-2 right now. They are way closer to being 8-0 at this point. And all you can do is play the schedule in front of you, man. And they are playing teams that aren't necessarily awesome, but they're making it look so simple while they're doing it.
18 for Aaron Gordon in 24 minutes, 12 for Christian Brown in 31 minutes, along with 4 assists. I think all of them to Nikola Jokic, by the way. 7 for Tim Hardaway Jr., 10 for Peyton Watson, 16 for Jonas Valanciunas, and a +6 after I tweeted that they were doomed and they were never going to escape the endless maw of the non-Jokic minutes. That was actually the no jinx effect that was a real no jinx tweet from me. That they literally immediately went off there. And we'll talk about Cam Johnson in a little bit. The other thing is this wasn't, by my reckoning, like a super fast game. No, it was not. All the Nuggets pretty much had a sub 100 pace. Like they played at a 96 pace with Cam on the floor, a 99 with Jokic. That's with the runners in with the runners in. Peyton Watson was only 92. So when we look at all these scoring averages, guys, like this is why we talk about pace so much. Is if you place fewer possessions and you score as many as they do, like that's how that is. Points per possession is what really matters. The Nuggets had a 134 offensive rating tonight versus a Golden State Warriors team that entered tonight as the 10th best defense in the NBA for cleaning the glass. Steph Curry doesn't change that. Now, Steph Curry making shots means you get to set up your defense, but the Nuggets weren't running in transition tonight. They were just getting in their half-court set. Steph doesn't help with that. Doesn't help. Doesn't make it any better there. They carved them. They got whatever they wanted. And absolutely, Steph changes the entire course of this game because of how good he is on offense and the gravity, blah, 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 blah. I am just telling you, this Nuggets offense gets whatever it wants, whenever it wants, and is the quality of looks that they get. And, okay, I want have some joy because, good God, the comments are just like, let's talk about Cam. And I'm just like, guys.
You can't have everything. And
you have a 134. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. The good thing about having a long season, and I'm going to do it again. I compared Cam Johnson to Alex Caruso in the last show that I did with Matt.
Every time you do this, it makes me, you're going to give me an embolism with this. Go ahead.
It's amazing because it makes perfect sense to me. because like it's not necessarily it's the detail stuff. It's the stuff that like we're talking about, and we'll get into this a little bit more in depth on the other side. Like that I think is really important. But like he helps their details a lot.
Cam's not as good of a player as Alex Caruso. I ranked him very far below Alex Caruso in the top 100. Cam's a much more complete player than Alex Caruso. Like much more complete player than Alex Caruso.
I don't understand how those things can be so disparate for you.
it makes me crazy. All right, coming up, we'll talk about Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray having a great night. Jonas Valanciunas finding his rhythm, and a whole lot more coming up on Locked On Nuggets. The NBA season's heating up, and DoorDash has found the perfect way to keep fans in their bag all season long. Whether you're watching for the highlights, your fantasy team, or just your favorite player, DoorDash makes every game night even better. DoorDash is the official on-demand delivery platform of the NBA, and they're celebrating with something called the Bag Drop. Every time an NBA player scores 50 in a game, DoorDash drops 50% off your order with Dash Pass the next day, and you're automatically entered for a chance to win the ultimate fan bag. We're talking player-inspired drip, exclusive gear, stuff you actually want. It's not just the food that you can get from DoorDash. You can also get everything that you need, whether you need medicine from the local pharmacy. If you're on a work trip and you forgot a belt, you can order a belt. I've done that before with DoorDash. DoorDash has you covered for late night highlights, last minute watch parties, and double OT fuel ups. The next time someone goes off for 50, use promo code NBA50 the next day to get 50% off of DoorDash with Dash Pass, plus your shot at the bag drop. Dash Pass members only, 50% off up to $10 the day after a 50-point game with promo code. Terms apply. No purchase necessary. Ends April 13th. Open to U.S. residents 21 or older. Visit DoorDashInYourBag.com for full details. DoorDash in your bag all season long. We're also brought to you today by Doer. Man, I got a pair of Doers today. These jeans are absolutely phenomenal. They have 5 times the stretch of traditional denim. They look absolutely terrific. I'm really excited about these jeans. I've been looking for like a great new pair of jeans, and especially because I've been working out a lot. So like the bod's a little different, and I tell you, these are perfect. Like they're awesome. They feel so great. They're antibacterial, meaning your jeans stay fresh longer so you can wear them more and wash less. This is very helpful for me because I'm a dad, which means I'm throwing on pants in the morning to go run the kids to school. This is very important for me. And they're made with Cool Max. It regulates your body temperature and wicks moisture. That keeps you cool and comfortable as temperatures change. I got the heater on full blast in the car, and then it's cold outside, and then it's freezing in the arena. Doer's perfect form. Doer jeans feel stretchy without looking stretchy. It's absolutely terrific. Doer combines classic jeanswear style with the kind of comfort and performance you get from athletic wear, the best of both worlds. They're designed to look great and stay comfortable all day, no matter what you're doing. They're pioneers of blending technical innovation with everyday clothing. Simply put, Doer makes the world's most comfortable pants without having to sacrifice style. And you can check out Doer in store right here in Denver. They're at 2621 Larimer Street. Stop by and let them know that we sent you. Pick up a pair for yourself or an amazing holiday gift. Mention our promo code LOCKEDONDenver in store to get 15% off your first order. Check them out online at shopdoer, DUER.com/LockedOnDenver for 15% off. That's shopdoer.com/LockedOnDenver. We'll be right back on Locked On Nuggets. Back here on Locked On Nuggets. Thanks for joining us and making us part of your day. Appreciate you guys being with us here on a Friday night.
Perez, I do not care that Russ is playing better than Cam Johnson. You could have picked like absolutely the worst possible player for us to care about, for me to care about specifically. Cam is going to be like, in terms of the actual active conversation for why Cam Johnson is going to be helpful for the Nuggets.
I don't want to throw shade on Russ. I think he's playing great for Sacramento.
He's been great. He's been great. Good for him.
That's fine. So Murray tonight like brushed off all. So everyone just immediately shifts to Cam, when it's like everyone was killing Jamal. Like he needs to step it up. He was terrible. Blah 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 blah. Again, missed shots on Monday. Was bad in the game on Wednesday versus a Heat defense that is very aggressive. Davion Mitchell is literally called off night for a reason. And then the 8 of 12 tonight, 5 of 7 from 3, found the 3-point range. But Ryan, like 8 assists again. It used to be the 22 and 6. Like that assist number keeps going up. His playmaking, I don't think is getting enough credit from anybody, including us. Like we got to talk more about how Jamal is really contributing as a playmaker, both with and without Jokic.
Shout out to Caitlin Cooper. Jump passes are good now. He had so many jump passes tonight, whether it was going to his left, going to his right, acting like he was going to shoot, and then whipping the ball across the court, whether it was behind him or over his head or across the floor. It was really impressive to watch. He had several like 3-point setups like doing exactly that. One to Jokic, I know, couple to Valanciunas, and then one to Christian Brown for his only 3 of the game tonight. And just like the way that he sees the floor, it's so underrated because of the style of game that he plays a lot of the time, where people think he's just a dribbler. He's just kind of navigating, looking for his own bucket. Not like he doesn't move the ball like in the 0.5 style that a lot of our Serbian followers really want. And I understand why, but like, folks, he is the perfect blend right now between having a guy who can dominate the basketball and having a guy who can play off of it. Matt was like, he turned to me at the beginning of the game, is like, he's playing off the ball a ton. Like he's not really doing a lot with the ball in his hands. And then he took over in that second quarter. Was really impressive. He got himself going really quickly from 3. And I like the way that he's playing, like the way that he's approached the beginning of the season. It was weird that the 3-pointer wasn't going in, but like them's the ebbs and flows of the season.
He only had 3 assists versus Miami. He only had 3 assists versus Portland. He only had 3 assists versus Minnesota.
Yeah.
So what we are saying is like, yes, you can take him out of it. Like if you have the right defenders, you can still take Jamal out of these games, but that's why you have other guys. And I do think like Jamal's not in every night.
To be fair against Minnesota, he did also have 43.
Yeah.
So like it's like that there's a happy medium there, that as long as he's like, if he's scoring crazy numbers, I'm okay if the assist total is a little bit lower.
That's fair. We can just focus on the Portland and the Miami game. That's fair. Yeah. I still think that you can probably, with the right types of defenders, you can press him and kind of take the playmaking versions of him. But that's why you have other guys, and he can still hit shots. 3-point volume, I know you have to be encouraged by that tonight.
Absolutely. Like seeing him hit and pull up from some of those threes was really impressive. Like he took a couple early in the clock too. You knew how confident he was feeling. There are specific times where you want guys to pull up from 3. You want them to take a shot that maybe they're like weren't expecting in the moment, but like it actually makes sense for them to do so. There are a couple of times where Jonas Valanciunas was right under the paint, right, just waiting for an offensive rebound. And so Murray sees that. He understands the floor balance, and hey, you can get a 3 up, and if it goes in, then great. If not, then you've got a great offensive rebounder right under the middle.
I just, Jamal, the other thing I think is really impressive about him is the Warriors are beating him up. And this is a thing that's happening a lot this season. And people just kind of so fans will notice when he dribbles and they pressure him and he looks uncomfortable. What you don't notice is all the other times when he's getting whacked around.
Yeah.
On screens, off ball like in loose ball situations, like Jamal's taking a beating, and he got up and just played through all that tonight and was phenomenal. Like that was a tough game from Jamal tonight, and it looked easy, but it was a tough game from him.
Plus 25 from him, plus 26 from Christian Brown, plus 26 or 25 from Cam Johnson. Like,
no, that's not possible.
Not possible, Matt. Hey, only plus 4 for Aaron Gordon though. He was underwhelming.
Look, I love plus minus. The plus 25 from Cam is not indicative of what he was tonight. It is indicative that he wasn't a problem. And that's the way to think of it. We'll get to that in a little bit. AG was
great. Can we mention the AG dunk?
Oh my God.
Like, oh my God. That was amazing. Just
poor Buddy Hield. But Buddy Hield. And then he caught Quentin Post at the rim, which just makes me happy because Quentin Post is just, he's that kid on the elevator in Mallrats, for people that understand that reference. He drives me nuts. Like Quentin Post, like, no, like he should be like, oh, that's cute. Quentin Post got in the game and like played like 10 minutes. That's cool. And not like, oh, Quentin Post scored 24 and saved the Warriors backside. No. It was great to see.
Quentin Post 100% from the field today. He was very good. But
that's how you determine if a guy's playing well. So let's talk about JV, because I do want to ask you this. Would the bad stance with JV in the past be better if JV had just simply made the shots that he made tonight? Is it that simple?
Hitting a couple kick out threes is a really big deal. Like that to me is a really big deal, especially for a bench that does feature Bruce Brown and Peyton Watson, who are like, Bruce has been hitting from three so far this season, but I don't know if he's going to be guarded like a 3-point shooter for the entire year. Peyton's not going to be guarded like a 3-point shooter, though he did hit a nice pull up in the fourth quarter. So having a pick and pop five, it's what has made the Joker Jamal pick and rolls and pick and pops so impressive and so valuable, because it allows Murray to take as much attention into the paint as possible and then kick the ball out to a center at the top, which he just hasn't had with like Zeke Naji hasn't been trustable with that. And DeAndre Jordan just isn't a 3-point shooter. So if he could do that, in addition to all the stuff that he's doing in the middle of the floor, like, holy cow, like, it's awesome. He made a really nice offensive rebound putback that was just so smooth, like earlier in this game. Like, he just has the touch, man. He's really good.
3 OREBs for Jonas, 6 rebounds total, 1 block. No, I'm sorry, that's Julian had the block in garbage time.
He had some good defense though. Like, I'm not going to take it away from him. He did have some good moments where he's rotating over and contesting shots.
I thought it was good. A quieter night for Tim Hardaway Jr., which was fine. Like, it's nice that you're not needing him every single night.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Like, they killed him. Like, they killed the Warriors. They just killed them, and they didn't have Steph and they didn't have Horford, and that's fine. But they beat the team that was in front of them and beat them into oblivion. And these scores are not representative of how there has not been a moment. That's a good point. DeAndre was 100% 3-point shooter. There's not been a moment at home where I felt the Nuggets were going to lose.
That's awesome.
That's so cool. Not a single second this season have I been in that building and felt like they were going to lose. Not a single.
I mean, the stat that you were trying to find earlier tonight that Jake Coyne was able to find, where like 87% of the time the Nuggets have been leading this season. Yes. 87%. It's apparently, according to Jake, it's the second most, like, over the last 20 years through the first 8 games of the season. Second most, like, second highest percentage all time through the last 20 years. That's crazy.
Yeah. Hurricane says, so the backup center position matters, right? I mean, look, he had a great game tonight, but overall, like, those Mets have still been bad this season, so we'll see.
And the other thing is, like the backup center position for the Denver Nuggets is a luxury. And fortunately, they're able to get one this year, but they're not always going to be able to. And like, it's just, that's not something that they're going to be able to afford all the time.
Coming up, we will once again beg you to be patient with Cam Johnson coming up on Locked On Nuggets. The NBA is back, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. Broncos 8-2. Can get a great price on them to win the Super Bowl. They're definitely as good as their record. That's the only conclusion you can come to after watching Thursday's game, is that they're every bit as good as their record. It keeps every game exciting, especially when your team's making that late push. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. We're also brought to you today by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement of this sports season. Whether you're following the NFL, NBA, or both, there's no better time to jump in on the action. If you haven't tried it yet, PrizePicks is the simplest way to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and if you get them right, you win. It takes less than 60 seconds to make your lineup, and you can play anywhere the PrizePicks operates, including California, Texas, and Georgia. I like doing their flex lineups. I think those are really fun to do. You can get in on those. The new stacks feature is a game changer. You can pick more on Steph's points, threes, and assists in the same lineup, or Jokic's rebounds. Download the PrizePick app today and use code LOCKEDONNBA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONNBA for $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. Good to be right. We'll be right back on Locked On Nuggets. Back here on Locked On Nuggets. Thanks for joining us and making this part of your day. Aaron Esquivel 1504 says, would be funny if the Broncos smack the Chiefs next week. You're gonna win. It's in Denver. Our offensive line is banged up. You have the best defensive line in NFL history, according to Cam. So you're gonna sack Mahomes like 8 times. You're gonna win that game. Like, I'm just telling you, you're gonna win that game. Okay.
So I'm so worried about the offense.
I don't know why. Why would you be? Okay.
No reason.
So here's the thing with Cam Johnson. Okay. I am not gonna sit here and say it is irrelevant or meaningless or Cam doesn't deserve criticism for having 0 points on 3 shots in 25 minutes. I am not going to sit here and say it doesn't matter that he keeps missing these threes. Now, if we talk about facts and technicality, it does not matter. They have the number 1 offense. It literally does not matter. He was a plus 25. Like, none of this changes anything. There is a cap on how good you can be offensively. There's a reason nobody exceeds certain numbers. They had tonight with him on the floor, they had a 135 offensive rating with him going over on the field.
Decent.
It doesn't matter, but it doesn't, like, it matters if he never improves. If Cam Johnson plays like this the entire season, then the trade is a failure and the Nuggets are in trouble because they have a non-factor in their starting 5. And that's a huge problem. It is November 8th. And just like I've said, the Nuggets are a wagon. They look awesome, and they do, right? There's a long way to go. They keep saying it over and over and over again. They're like, we're just getting started. Like, they don't want to hear about how good they are because they're just like, it doesn't matter.
They're asked about the playoffs today.
Like, yeah, it's like it's 6 months from now.
Yeah,
right.
I don't even know what day it is half the time, and these guys don't know what day it is either.
And I really don't know what to tell you. You either believe that the guys that do this show know basketball, or you don't. And I can point out specific things. I'm actually surprised you're not more critical of him because like the missing shots thing is your bag.
Because there's no reason for me to feel any pressure. Like, the Nuggets haven't given me any reason for, like, and I do enjoy when guys make shots. It's very easy to give them credit for making shots and penalizing them for missing shots. But in a situation like this, where the Nuggets are playing amazing basketball, you have to look below the surface to figure out why it is happening. Like, it's not just that they are making shots, it's that they are doing things the right way. It's that Cam Johnson and his spacing and his movement and his off-ball cutting and just his playmaking. He had 4 assists today, as Matt he pointed out to me and made sure to let me know that he's extremely helpful in terms of moving the ball. Like, what I really love about Cam Johnson, more than the fact that he's a shooter who's just not shooting well right now, what I really love about his game is that you can put him in any situation, any spot on the floor, and he will make a pretty good situation out of it. It's not going to be perfect. Like, you don't want to post him up, but he has been very good. And like in terms of fitting into what the Nuggets have asked him to do. And I think the shots will come. They'll eventually happen, people. Like, Jamal said it earlier tonight. It's like he's too good of a shooter over the course of his entire NBA career for you to think that he's just suddenly dropped off and been a complete shell.
Like you did with KCP last year. So, Cam, there was 4 to 6 plays that I can point to tonight and be like, MPJ could not do that.
Yeah.
Could not. Closeouts. Ball rotation.
The DHO where he circles around to the top and then throws the ball over the top to Jokic in the paint, like, that is not a read that Michael Porter makes ever.
No.
Ever.
Now, but MPJ would have added 10 points on a bad night. He would have added 10 points. He would have made some buckets.
He'd have 20.
he would have had buckets. And the numbers with MPJ were always terrific. Like, they were always good. Right? So it doesn't really matter. But I think it's kind of interesting that without doing any of what MPJ did, the numbers are good.
Can I share the numbers, like, net rating wise with you right now?
Sure.
Nikola Jokic has a plus 20 net rating on the season, plus 20.2. Christian Brown's plus 18.6. Peyton Watson plus 16.3. That's an interesting one. Jamal Murray's at plus 13.9. Cam Johnson is at 13.6. Aaron Gordon 13.0. Tim Hardaway 12.3. Bruce Brown 6.9. Nice. Spencer Jones is even at 0.2 basically. Jalen Pickett minus 2.6. Jonas Valanciunas all the way down at minus 4.1 because he doesn't get the benefit of the Jokic bump.
Hurricane says the two serious teams they played, they lost to. The Blazers were not serious, and they lost that game because of a horrible officiating joke. It was a joke. The other team was their home opener, which the Nuggets lost in overtime after leading the majority of the game.
Opening nights were weird, man. Like weird.
I'm sorry. And I will say this. I have a level of concern for Cam Johnson because it is in his head. Like, this is one of the problems is when you are, how can I put this? When you're a cerebral player, you're aware of these things and that pressure mounts. Like, it's really good for you to be oblivious to things and just keep shooting. That's how you really need to be. Like, you can make a career just doing that. Buddy Hield is on the Warriors. Like, Buddy Hield is on the Warriors.
Full court pressure tonight, Buddy Hield. It was awesome.
So, and I get like Hurricane says, I want a real test. Well, they don't get to choose who they play, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is a good team. They're not as good as they are with Steph. But again, Steph doesn't have anything to do with them being 10th in defense, and the Nuggets wrecked them. They were helpless tonight. They were destroyed. And if Cam, there's this idea of like Cam missing shots. And so this was kind of the question is like, Adeline was asked about a post game. And he was asked about like, what's kind of your reaction to that when it's not hurting anything? And he was like, I think you lose sight of the whole when you focus on the individual contributions. It would have been very easy, I think, for Adeline to be like, yeah, I got to do a better job of getting him involved. That's what Mo would have said. Like, Mo would have said, like, yeah, I've got to do a better job in getting Cam going because we're going to need him. That's what Malone would have said. And Adelman is like, we are the number one offense in the NBA. Why is this a conversation? And it's not a dumb question because like Bennett was talking to me about it before he asked a question about it. And it's like, Bennett was absolutely right. Like, you have to, like, that's what sucks is like, they dominated so much tonight that in searching for an interesting story, we had to circle in on the guy that was, I'm sorry, just to go ahead and chuck this again, plus 25.
Yeah, there's so much nuance to this right now, and it will get more painful for Nuggets fans if they go on a losing streak or they stop playing the way that they've played right now. But hypothetically, if they go 60-22 and you're like, okay, but Cam Johnson only averaged 12 points per game and shot 35% from three, are you guys really going to be that upset? Like, really? Like, now I'm looking forward to the first OKC game on February 1st. That's 3 months away from now.
God,
there's 3 months away where they and the Thunder have plenty of time to become the best versions of themselves before they meet on primetime on NBC on February 1st. Will Cam Johnson look a little bit more integrated by then? I'm going to guess yes. I'm going to guess that he'll have figured some stuff out, and the Nuggets will have figured some stuff out with him. Whether that happens or not remains to be seen, but I do think that there is absolutely reason for optimism with this. And like, you just need to see 3 threes go in a row.
Two things. One, Adelman said he expects it to take about 10 games for Cam to settle in. We're on game 8. I said it would take about 45 days. So I still think it's like December is before, like, will be the time that he starts to settle in. I think it will get worse before it gets better. And like, they will probably lose a game over the next week where he shoots badly. And we'll talk about like, yeah, Cam, if Cam had shot better, they would have won the game. They've got games coming up against, looking at the schedule.
Indiana tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they go on a 3-game roadie.
Yeah, they're sad. Sacramento on Monday is actually a little bit of a trap spot. The Clippers is actually a little bit of a trap spot. And then they're at Minnesota again. Right? And Ant's back. So
they could lose those. There's no telling. Like we'll see what happens. They'll need a reminder every now and then how to play the game, but like right now they're playing amazing basketball and everybody's off their rocker if they are too hyper focused on Cam Johnson specifically.
I do want to kind of come on this. Have you, Big Honey says, have you considered why he was a plus 25 outside of his scoring, which he's talking to everybody else in the chat?
Yeah.
I'll say this. Look, Cam did good things tonight outside of shooting. He did good things. 4 assists is good. I actually think his defense is getting better by the game, which is interesting because I kind of been like, I don't know if he's not a great defender. And he's actually getting he's making his efforts tonight on closeouts are so much better than others. And it really matters. That said, Cam is not he was not a plus 25 tonight. The Nuggets were plus 25 when Cam was on the floor. And Cam did not contribute to that. And if Cam had shot better, they would have been a plus 30 or whatever. The biggest thing is just that it's not getting in the way. It's not a limitation. And I care a lot more about how teams are able to attack on either end than I do actually about a way more than box score numbers. This is why I don't I admit it. I've really had to rebalance. It's hard for me because I want to focus so much on impact because I'm like Adelman. I care about how the team plays. That's all I care about.
Yeah. I
do not care if Jokic has 35 points or 20 points. I care about the way the Nuggets play. That's what I care about. And I can just tell you, I don't have any problems with how the Nuggets play with Cam Johnson on the floor on either end of the court. And you could say yeah, but he's not doing anything. Okay, fair. Right now, it's not a problem. If it's a problem, then I will talk about it when it's a problem. Because that's what you have to do. That's a job.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, Jokic was really good too, by the way, guys.
What do you want to say about Joker? Because
I don't really have much to say that I need to. He was 12 of 15 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. It was completely unbothered by anything the Warriors were doing. Anything. And it's good that he finished with a Sombor. It's actually a Sombor double-double with 26, 9, and 9. He only played 28 minutes. How awesome is that?
1 turnover. 1. That to me is the craziest part of this is just everything I've said for years about if they don't turn the ball over, they win. They are not turning the ball over and they are winning.
They're doing it. They look great. 8 turnovers tonight as a team.
And we'll see how they do when they go on the road versus better teams, and we'll react to those as it goes along. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you guys being with us. Ryan has you covered tomorrow night. I can't do the Pacers game because they make me very sad. I love that Pacers team, and I love Rick Carlisle, and I love Tyrese Halliburton, and I love Pascal Siakam, and this team is so sad. They're so hurt. They're so injured. It's very sad. If the Nuggets lose to them, it will not change anything I've said here tonight. It will be a fluke result. It does not matter. But we'll be back on Sunday night for No Jinx. Hope you guys have a great night. We'll see you guys again. Why did I just say that you were doing the show?
It's because I'm going to the arena.
Yeah, Ryan will be at the arena. I will do the show. So I will actually do the post game on the SEG game tomorrow. Appreciate you guys being with us. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys again next time on Locked On Nuggets.